Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Here we are again. It is morning, it is now not 12:30 in the evening, so I can actually be a bit louder now. Which I realized in the last episode because of the music, it kinda got dulled down, so yeah, but anyway, whatever. So last we left off, we were questioning her. I have no idea what evidence I am. I actually forgot. This was a bad place to say, but whatever. I don't remember, so I'll just raise an objection to an imaginary claim that I don't remember. 5 minutes between witnessing the murder and the- oh, that part, okay. And the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente. I've got lunch boxes that tie pastas into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey, don't get the wrong idea, I never killed anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal will act this way. It's inconceivable. I am not doing a feminine yell. Because I can't. Oh, come, are you serious? Was it over and I just saved at the... Are you kidding me? If it ends up, I'm gonna be pissed. Well then, it seems like we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We threw that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. Then I'm afraid the cough-up queen has been dethroned, and with that, court is adjourned for the day. Okay, there's more. Good, it's not gonna be a 5-minute episode. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the ones you try to foist off on me. I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Now, do you have anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What's that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. 1 second, guys, for the love of God. If it's not the clock, it's the phone that you're hearing in the background. I am so sorry. What's she gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time? I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. And the other? Well, that matched the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on that shoe. Try Lunchland for all of your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? It's simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Oh, didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, the shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. I mean, Edward's sure celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edward. Huh? Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen now. You can at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. So this is legal evidence because it was approved by the police department through the forensics. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Okay. And before we do that, let me examine the shoe. Because remember, we can now not go to options. I don't want to press yet. We can now do the whole, 360 investigation. So, let's see what this shoe has. The victim's shoe. Let's see. Yeah, we got that. This blood is my sister's, right? It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. I guess she cut herself at the time of the crime. Poor sis. Okay, this is a very white this is a really white shoe. My goodness. And, more blood. There's blood here, too. On the sole of the shoe? That's got to be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. All this blood is horrible. This blood might be an important clue. Now that's cool, though. So, it's a heeled shoe. Looks nice, I'll admit. But anyway, in all honesty, I don't remember seeing any blood at the scene of the crime. I really don't. So, where the hell did this bloodstain come from? There was no blood at the scene. I think I might have found my contradiction. Now I just need to know where to present it. That's the next problem. Anyway, let's continue on. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. So why did you lie about it? I guess you could say, I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This when the suspect is admitting she did it. But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for them to arrive. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. Well, I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. Oh, I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One, of course, belonged to the victim. So, you brought it to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. Well, the shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman? As I said, there were 2 types of blood on the shoe. And of course, the other blood type matched the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant without a blood test. I mean, with a blood test. Oh, so you're now claiming to know something about blood tests, rookie? Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types. A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types of Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there. Which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. Like, I was afraid he was going to say that. 1 second, I need to move because my position is very stiffening on my body. Okay. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. God, I can't let this evidence go without a fight. I mean, go through. Man, I'm butchering her sentence. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Huh? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or do you not have a problem with his shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? Well, I have to say yes, because remember what I just mentioned at the very beginning of this testimony, that, there's blood, there's the victim's blood on the bottom of the shoe. But then the crime scene, where is the blood at the crime scene? I did not see any. So it doesn't make sense. Why is there no blood at the crime scene when the bottom of the shoe has blood? If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. Well, it's pretty obvious. I wonder if you noticed that there's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of this shoe? Oh, God. Would it be this? I mean, because I don't see any blood at the crime scene, and she would be stepping on it, I'm sure. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint. Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. So then, isn't it strange? Why weren't there any bloody footprints found at the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe, Miss Starr. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could very well have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort.
Order!
Well, witness. What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction, but then we had to ask why wasn't there one?
Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think! Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What?
I see. Now I get it.
Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside and kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. I can't do it again, dang it. I thought that was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask you a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that, I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness! Well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean?
Oh, still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? You don't mean...
Yes. The suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. Ugh!
Well, that does tie things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's the prosecutor's specialty. Erasing evidence. That reminds me. This guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please! What can I do? I mean, your sister's confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it. But...
Enough! There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor.
Very well. But Angel Starr is on the prosecution side. He could have been lying about the water.
Now, this court finds the defendant Miss Lana Skye.
Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you just say that I, Angel Starr, was on the prosecution side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Huh. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Wait. Witness, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the copper queen. Now look at this. Oh dear. A photograph. I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. Well, I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Oh dear. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault, Emma. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right. Wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end, and not until I force you to suffer from an epileptic seizure from my random flashings. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. It'll be too late then. Just look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, right. Are you saying that there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah. I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. Well, this is my first time actually looking at it. Well, we see a bit of blood on the shoe. There's Mr. Good. This is not the victim, because we don't see a face. Okay, no, but seriously. Oh gosh, help us here. I don't know. The water? The water looks bloody! I really don't know. Crud. Oh, duh. That. There's something in the tailpipe. The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. I just remembered, tailpipes are also called mufflers. What if Lana Skye wasn't talking about her scarf, but was talking about the muffler of a car? Ooh, that is some clever wordplay right there, if that's true. That is some clever wordplay. You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photo. A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. I see. I see.
What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm sorry, Miss Starr, but that's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. The phone call. You heard the word muffler. Lana was saying that there was a muffler in the muffler. That just sounds so odd, but yeah. Bear with me, folks. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned a muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler? Ugh! Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh! Well, it seems we will have to suspend proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Oh, that was close. But we made it. For now, at least. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? And I am done. I mean, this case went like over an hour and a half for this case. Oh my god, that is ridiculous. Ugh. Shoot me now, please. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna save our progress up to this point. I will take a drink and take a break. Because my voice is slightly dying. Let me save again, just in case. You never know. There we go. And I'll see you guys all on the next episode. Later, people.